What's up, guys? Brian Ellwood. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. I have a special episode for you today where I'm going to break down some things that I feel strongly about and give you a little bit of a glimpse into the direction I'm personally headed as an entrepreneur. So, if you don't know my backstory, I started a big wholesaling, flipping business and made good money doing that for, we had the business for 7 years. We were doing over $1 million for 4 of those 7. And so I was able to put a lot of that cash into building my rental portfolio. And when I had cash, I was able to buy a lot more properties. I was able to build wealth faster. I didn't care about like every deal, being perfect or the rehab staying exactly on budget. It was nice to have lots of cash when it came to being an investor. I'm sure you can imagine, obviously, why that would be. I also learned how to buy houses with little to none of my own money and do that frequently now. But I've been thinking about how it's really great to have the money to do it. It really makes things a lot easier. Okay. So I do believe that starting a business is the fastest path to wealth. Okay. Because you can make a lot more earned income quickly if you start a business, and then you have cash, and then you can sink that cash into growing your portfolio fast. I have a mentor who has a business that does a couple $1,000,000 a month, and he's buying like 30 houses a month right now as a result of that. And he doesn't care how, exactly if the deal is a 1%er or 1.3 or 1.5, and the houses are all, like being renovated to turnkey status. So he's got like a solid portfolio he's building. And you look at someone like that, it's like, wow, that is truly the model. The problem with that is you got to build a business that's doing, $1 million, $2 million a year in order to realistically make that happen, right? That's not something you can just spin up and do. However, you can get started and get to 6 figures or more a year pretty quick as an entrepreneur, okay? I do not recommend starting a business for the sole purpose of generating cash, though, because if the purpose of the business is money, and the money ever dries up, the purpose will dry up and you won't continue that business. You will literally just give up on it and go do something else, because what's the purpose of it if it's not making you money? And that's why you needed it. Also, the other thing that will happen is it will succeed. It will make you money, and then you won't need money anymore. So that purpose will go away. So like either way, the business will lose its importance to you over time. It will really just be a means to an end if it's about money, okay? So my strong opinion is if you're going to start a business, pick something that you really love to do. Pick something that you're passionate about, that you could see yourself doing for the long haul, for at least 10 years, okay, let's say, and make that business make you a bunch of money and throw it into investments, okay? And that's what I have done with this education business, okay? This education business makes me around, $20,000 per month, right? So that's a good source of earned income that I can use to grow my portfolio, right? Because my expenses are well below that. And I wanted to record this episode to talk to you guys a little bit about that business model specifically, okay? Because if you are an entrepreneur, or if you're just somebody who has a passion to help other people, if you're like an expert and you love nutrition and you just want to share that with people, or you want to help people save their marriage, or you want to help people lose weight, or maybe you even want to help people get into real estate, I see that a lot of the time too, then that business model, guys, is exploding. I was at a mastermind last year with Dean Graziosi and Brendan Burchard, and Dean said that the online education business is doing something like $300 or $400 million a day in sales right now, and it's on track to be doing $1 billion per day in sales relatively soon. And you look at college enrollment, that is dropping. So obviously the shift is going from like going out and getting a degree to just getting your education online through a coach or a course or something like that. It's way quicker, it's way cheaper, and you are working with someone who's really done what you're trying to do, where the professors usually haven't done anything but be a professor. That's another story for another time. But if you have a calling to be a coach or a consultant or a teacher or a trainer, don't get caught up in lingo, then I'm going to say you should go for that, because it is, in my opinion, the absolute best business model that you can focus on right now, the way that the market is growing in that area. Also, this business model, when you do it right, literally only takes a handful of hours a week to grow and maintain. It's relatively passive. It's more intensive when you're doing more one-on-one coaching in the beginning, but you'll graduate from that to the group coaching model, which you have to in order to scale, and then you will get a lot of your time back. Okay? So not only can you make good money, like you can make six figures as a coach pretty easily if you know the model and if you roll it out in the right sequence. There's some foundational things you really need to get right. Ask me how I know I screwed it up big when I got in the game. Okay? So not only does it take not a lot of time, you can hit six figures a year relatively easy, but the bigger thing is like it's super fulfilling, right? It's super fulfilling to help people and connect with people. I think what a lot of people are seeking in life is more purpose, because I have gotten to mastermind with investors who are way more successful than me. And when they get to that, finish line or whatever, and they get all their properties and stuff, they usually start a nonprofit, or they start donating, or they start like teaching, because that's the missing piece for them. It's like, well, I made all this money for me, but I don't feel like I'm really like changing the world. And then they go do that, and by that time they're like later in their career and stuff. I'm here to tell you it makes way more sense to go ahead and check that box off of helping people, making a difference in the world, and make your money doing that starting today, and that can be your career. You don't have to do it at the end of your career once you just focused on yourself for decades and got tons of money. I think that's like not a smart way to go about it, okay? And you also, if you're sitting here thinking like that I have some kind of big following, well, I definitely don't. If you're thinking you even need a podcast or YouTube channel, you don't. If you're thinking you need to write a book, you don't. If you're thinking you need to have testimonials to get in this business, you don't. You don't need any of those things, okay? And that's one of the biggest misconceptions I see is people want to help others. They want to build a platform. They want to like change the world. And so they just go and like post something on Instagram, and only their mom and their grandma likes it. And then they say, well, that didn't work. Okay. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And if you do want to learn about this business model, if you want to learn how to hit those 20K months and in, just a handful of hours a week of actual fulfillment, working with your clients, and to get started without having to dump money in paid ads, without a big following or any of that, then we should talk, because I am putting on a coaching workshop that's going to be 10 weeks of me working with you very closely and holding your hand and helping you build out the same business that I have built out, helping you take it to six figures a year, helping you make a huge impact and leave a legacy. Okay? That's what I think is so special about this, is if you start that business, if you have this on your heart to do it. Some of you probably think I'm crazy, this is not relevant to you. But if you do have it on your heart to do this, and you helped even just 100 clients in the rest of your career, which is extremely conservative. You probably will be way beyond that. That's 100 human beings. And they all know a lot of other people. They have families, friends. They're either a mother, father, husband, wife, sister, brother to someone. So you making their life better ends up making the people that they're connected with's lives better, and so on and so forth. It sets off a chain effect in the world. You talk about leaving a legacy. It's not easy to be a Martin Luther King or a Mother Teresa, but nowadays, learning how to be an online business, educator, or whatever you want to call it, is the model to put a megaphone to your message and get it out there, make a good living, and also change lives. And I think it makes sense for the people that this calls to actually start with that. Let's get it to 6 figures a year, 20K a month, whatever. And then let's take some of that money and put it into properties. Okay, you're going to be able to buy houses a lot quicker when you get a cash generating passion business up and running first. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. If you want to talk to me and find out if this workshop would be a good fit for you, just book a call. Let's have a chat. brianellwood.net/call. You can also message me on Facebook or Instagram or email me, whatever you prefer. I don't care. But you need to reach out. We're going to kick it off probably in a little over a week. So we should have a chat. And I hope this has been helpful for you guys. And I hope it's got some of you excited that you could really get your word out there. Go after your purpose on earth and your mission and make a good income doing it. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more of this type of content from me moving forward, because I'm going to focus a lot more on helping coaches and online educators build their platforms and do everything we've discussed. Hope that helps, guys, and have a fantastic day out there. Stay positive. Remember to drink lots of water, to meditate, and make sure to laugh and have a good time, because that's what this is all about. Appreciate you listening. I will see you guys soon. Peace.